How often have you pondered on the question, where was God during Lucifer's rebellion? We're about to dive into this interesting query. Now, to understand this query, we must first grasp what Lucifer's rebellion is all about. As per the ancient religious texts, Lucifer was once a high-ranking angel who fell from grace due to his inflated pride and ambition. He aimed to usurp God's throne, triggering an intense cosmic conflict often referred to as Lucifer's rebellion. The intrigue surrounding this event is massive, with many wondering why God, in his omnipotence, allowed such a rebellion to occur. This intrigue forms the crux of our discussion today as we delve into the profound question, where was God during Lucifer's rebellion? What role did he play? Was he merely an observer, or did he have a more active role? Before we delve deep into the matter, remember to hit that subscribe button to join us on this enlightening journey. Let's first understand what Lucifer's rebellion was all about. According to various religious texts, the story begins in the celestial realms, where Lucifer, a divine being, dwelled. Known for his beauty and wisdom, Lucifer was an angel of high regard, often depicted as the morning star. However, beneath this shining facade, pride and ambition were brewing, leading to the event known as Lucifer's rebellion. The narrative tells us that Lucifer, intoxicated by his own splendor, sought to ascend above the stars and become akin to God. This audacious ambition marked the beginnings of his rebellion against the divine order. As the text suggests, Lucifer managed to convince a third of the heavenly host to side with him, initiating a celestial revolt of epic proportions. However, the rebellion was short-lived. Michael the archangel, leading the loyal angels, clashed with Lucifer and his followers. The insurrection, although fierce, ended with Lucifer and his allies' downfall. They were cast out of heaven, stripped of their divine status, and thus Lucifer became the fallen angel, a symbol of pride and rebellion. The implications of Lucifer's rebellion are vast and profound. It introduced sin into the world and set the stage for the eternal battle between good and evil. It's a tale of ambition gone awry, a warning against the dangers of pride and the consequences of challenging the divine order. Furthermore, Lucifer's fall from grace raises questions about the nature of free will and the responsibility that comes with it. It's a reminder that choices have consequences, and even divine beings are not exempt from this universal law. Now that we have a basic understanding of Lucifer's rebellion, it's time to ask the burning question, where was God? God, as we know, is omnipresent. But what does this really mean? To understand this, we must delve into the various interpretations of God's omnipresence in different religions. In Christianity, God's omnipresence is described as his ability to be everywhere at all times. This doesn't just mean God is in every location, but also in every moment of time, past, present, and future. In Hinduism, the concept of Brahman depicts a similar idea. Brahman is the ultimate reality, the supreme cosmic power, and it is omnipresent, permeating every aspect of the universe. In Islam, God, or Allah, is also believed to be omnipresent. Though his presence is beyond human comprehension, it's believed that his knowledge and power extend to all things, everywhere, at all times. The concept of God's omnipresence can be somewhat difficult to grasp. It's not simply about God being in all places, like some cosmic mist spread throughout the universe. Rather, it's about God's essence being fully present in all places and times. Consider this. When you look at a painting, you see the whole image at once. But if you were a character within that painting, you could only see the part of the image where you are located. In much the same way, we as humans can only perceive a fraction of God's omnipresence from our limited perspective. So if we accept that God is omnipresent, it implies that he is not just in every place, but in every event, every thought, every moment. This means that during Lucifer's rebellion, God must have been present. But what does this imply? Was God a passive observer merely watching events unfold? Or was he an active participant, influencing the course of events? And if he was present, why did he allow the rebellion to occur? These are weighty questions that challenge our understanding of God's nature and his relationship with his creation. If God is everywhere, then he must have been present during Lucifer's rebellion. Let's explore this further. So if God was present during Lucifer's rebellion, what was his role? This is a question that has sparked many a theological debate over centuries, and we're about to dive into it. Firstly, let's remember that interpretations can vary greatly based on one's religious beliefs, cultural background, and personal philosophy. But let's explore some of the most common interpretations that have been proposed. One interpretation suggests God as an observer, a silent witness to the unfolding rebellion. This perspective stems from the concept of divine omniscience, the belief that God, in his infinite wisdom, knows all things past, present, and future. This view posits that God was fully aware of Lucifer's impending rebellion, yet chose not to prevent it, permitting it to unfold as a testament to the concept of free will. This brings us to another key point: free will. Many believe that God has endowed all beings, angels included, with free will. Free will is the capacity to make choices that are genuinely one's own. It's the ability to act at one's own discretion, independent of natural, social, or divine restraints. In the context of Lucifer's rebellion, this would suggest that God allowed the rebellion to occur as a consequence of free will. It wasn't that God couldn't stop it, but rather that God wouldn't stop it, respecting the sanctity of free will. It highlights God's role as a divine entity that doesn't interfere with the choices of his creations, but lets them exercise their own free will, even if it leads to rebellion. Another interpretation paints God as a teacher. In this view, God allowed the rebellion to happen as a means of teaching a lesson, not just to Lucifer, but to all of creation. This lesson could be about the consequences of pride and disobedience, or the importance of humility and obedience. In any case, God's role here is not of an impassive observer, but of an active educator, using the rebellion as a teaching tool. It's a perspective that sees God's non-interference not as a sign of indifference, but as a method of instruction. Lastly, some view God's role as that of a judge. In this interpretation, God allowed the rebellion to occur to eventually pass judgment on the rebellious angels. It's a perspective that underscores God's role as the ultimate moral authority, the divine judge who permits free will, but also holds all beings accountable for their actions. In conclusion, God's role during the rebellion, as we see, is a matter of interpretation and deeply tied to one's understanding of free will. Whether as an observer, a respecter of free will, a teacher, or a judge, each interpretation offers a unique perspective on the divine role during one of the most iconic events in religious lore. But no matter which interpretation we lean towards, one thing remains clear. The story of Lucifer's rebellion continues to fascinate, provoke thought, and inspire deep theological discussions to this day. And that in itself is a testament to its enduring power and relevance. What lessons can we learn from Lucifer's rebellion? As we delve deeper into the story of Lucifer's rebellion, we can extract several significant lessons that are as applicable today as they were during the dawn of creation. The first among these lessons is the destructive nature of pride. Lucifer, once an angel of high esteem, let pride corrupt his heart, leading him to challenge the authority of the Most High. His story serves as a stark reminder that pride can lead us astray, convincing us to elevate ourselves above our rightful place. Secondly, Lucifer's rebellion teaches us about the consequences of disobedience. Lucifer chose to defy the divine laws, resulting in his downfall. This highlights the importance of obedience, of respecting the laws and boundaries set before us. It's not about blind submission, rather, it's about understanding that these laws exist for a reason, often for our own protection and well-being. Disobedience may seem enticing, offering the illusion of freedom, but it often leads to dire consequences, as exemplified by Lucifer's plight. Additionally, Lucifer's rebellion underscores the importance of humility. Lucifer sought to usurp the throne of God, driven by a desire for power and recognition. His actions serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of seeking glory for one's own sake. Humility, on the other hand, keeps us grounded, reminding us of our limitations and the importance of serving others. Finally, Lucifer's rebellion demonstrates the inevitability of justice. Despite his initial success, Lucifer's rebellion was ultimately quashed, and he faced severe punishment for his actions. This teaches us that no matter how long it takes, justice will always be served, and wrongdoings will not go unpunished. These lessons from Lucifer's rebellion are not mere stories from the past. They are timeless principles that guide us in our daily lives, reminding us to stay humble, to respect the laws and boundaries set before us, and to understand that our actions have consequences. These lessons are timeless, reminding us to stay humble and obedient to divine laws. As we wrap up our discussion, let's revisit the key points. We began with the intrigue of Lucifer's rebellion, a profound event that shook the celestial order. We then delved into understanding the nature of this rebellion, dissecting what led to Lucifer's downfall and the subsequent chaos. We explored the omnipresence of God, a concept that reminds us of divine ubiquity, even during the most tumultuous times. We examined God's role during the rebellion, a role that was not of indifference but of patience and ultimate justice. Finally, we reflected on the lessons we can glean from Lucifer's rebellion, lessons of humility, obedience, and the consequences of pride and disobedience. Each of these points offers a unique perspective on our central question: where was God during Lucifer's rebellion? This query opens up a myriad of interpretations and encourages us to delve deeper into our understanding of divinity. As we conclude, we hope this video has provided you with some insight and sparked further curiosity. The question, where was God during Lucifer's rebellion, is a profound one and opens up numerous avenues for exploration and understanding. It's a testament to the complexity and depth of religious texts and their interpretations over the centuries. In scrutinizing such topics, we not only gain a deeper understanding of religious narratives, but also of ourselves and our place in the universe. These narratives, these stories, they have shaped cultures, societies, and civilizations. They've guided us through the ages, offering wisdom, solace, and sometimes sparking challenging questions. And it's these questions that keep us engaged, that keep us learning and growing. They push us to see beyond the surface, to delve deeper, to seek answers. And in doing so, we often stumble upon even more questions. It's a never-ending journey of discovery and understanding. We encourage you to keep exploring these intriguing questions, to keep digging, to keep questioning. And as you do, we invite you to share your thoughts, your insights, your interpretations. We'd love to hear your perspective, to engage in a dialogue, to learn from each other. Also, we're always open to your suggestions for future topics. Is there a particular question, a specific narrative, or a certain theme you'd like us to delve into? Let us know in the comments section. We're in this journey together after all. We hope you found this discussion as enlightening and engaging as we did. Every narrative, every question, every discussion takes us one step closer to understanding the world around us and our place in it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more enlightening discussions. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring.